This idea that Israel should celebrate and take a win, as Biden puts it. And this guy, retired General McKenzie, used to head the CENTCOM, was one of the disastrous generals involved in our surrender in Afghanistan. He's on TV now, talking like Biden. Israel should take it as a victory. The Israelis are not stupid. Take it as a victory that 300 missiles were shot at them without a response? Seriously? Israel is David. Iran is Goliath. Iran has tens of millions of more people. It has more tanks. It has more allies in the Middle East because it's created them. It has created the Houthis. It has created Hezbollah. It has created Hamas. It funds them. It arms them. Israel is literally surrounded with its back against the Mediterranean Sea. That's what they mean by the river, the Jordan River to the sea. They have nowhere to go, and they're not going anywhere. And so my point to you is, of course, you need offensive military capabilities. And this idea that Israel should celebrate and take a win, as Biden puts it. And this guy, retired General McKenzie, used to head the CENTCOM, was one of the disastrous generals involved in our surrender in Afghanistan. He's on TV now. I think I saw him on Cavuto's show, somebody's show, going on, talking like Biden. Israel should take it as a victory. The Israelis are not stupid. Take it as a victory that 300 missiles were shot at them without a response? Without a response? Seriously? No, they can't let that go. Besides, the United States coordinated with Iran through intermediaries. We know that from Jordan, we know it from Iraq, and we know it from Turkey. I don't trust any of those bastards, but why would they lie? Why would they all say the same thing? That the Iranians told them what they were going to do, and they provided the information to the United States. That's why Biden got up from his folding beach chair at Rehoboth Beach and came back to Washington, D.C. in the middle of the weekend. That's why there were press releases going out from our government and leaks about what Iran was going to do. And I have to tell you, never in my life would I imagine the drones would have lights on them. Do you know those drones had lights on them? Did you see the video, Mr. Executive Producer? The drones were lit up. You don't put lights on drones. The whole point of a nighttime attack is to conceal that it's a nighttime attack, even though these are like floating balloons. They track them and so forth. Also, these sonic missiles, not quite hypersonic, so I'll call them supersonic missiles. All but one was taken out by the Israelis. Their David Sling, Arrow Sling program, not by the United States. 80% of the missiles were all taken out by the Israelis. The United States, I think they covered a particular geographic area, mostly as they were launched out of Iran. But the vast majority of the missiles were taken out by the United States. Now, one of the reasons Biden had to hype it and talk about what he had done and so forth and so on is because he knows he looks weak. And isn't it interesting, we had a chorus of G7 countries immediately saying, don't go on offense, Israel. And then the next day, they had a Zoom call. It was all planned. It was all plotted. Even telling the Iranians, if that's what you're going to do, and there are reports out of the Middle East on this, and not by some, Ernie Goodstein or Mohammed West sitting in their basements or wherever they sit, putting out information about what was taking out. These are serious military and intelligence sources saying the United States knew. And the back message to Iran was, okay, but don't go any riskier. Don't go any riskier. So the word was put out. Iran was to save face. Israel was then to lose face, but pretend they were the winners. And Netanyahu refuses to play along with what is a suicidal fiction. The people who shot the missiles are still there. The missile facilities are still there. They're advancing their missile systems with funding from the United States. And I don't think they're going to sit down for this. No way. Now, quickly on these defensive missile systems. What happened is it was Reagan announces it in 1983. The Democrats full bore against it. The media are mocking him. He has to fight for it, fight for it, fight for it. We developed what we call the Patriot missile system. In 1986, 3 years later under Reagan, it's decided that we will further develop these missile systems jointly with the Israelis. Now, why would we do it jointly with the Israelis? They have technological brain power like few of any countries, like no country. And their backs are against the wall, so they got to figure out how to do things. As a matter of fact, when we sell them F-15s, F-16s, now even F-35s, they take those jets and they renovate them, putting further advanced technologies in them, technologies for the kind of fighting that they have to do. And then Israel provides those new technological developments to the United States military. Israel has provided all of its advanced technological information and development on these SDI-type missiles to the United States. That's why it's a very, very important relationship that we have with the State of Israel. And we have incorporated a lot of that. But let me ask you a question. What kind of missile defense system do we have in the continental United States? Does anybody know? It's top secret. It's top secret. Let me put it to you this way. I used to be read into these programs, and I'm not telling you about it. You should be very worried. Israel has like an umbrella system. It's a small country. We're not a small country. Enough said. Anyway, so that's sort of the backup information about what goes on with these missile defense systems. Israel has now, listen to this, Germany, in 80 years' time, think about this, the Holocaust, not only in Germany, but Germany causes it. Israel is now developing with the German government their own missile defense system. Now, they sought permission from the United States because the original idea and the original nugget of the technology comes from the United States, but the United States said yes. 80 years after the Holocaust, Israel is assisting the German government with the development of a missile defense system. Think about that.
For all this and much more, sign up for Levin TV.